Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So it's been a long time since my last video, and I kind of sort of apologize for that. I am planning some new content here soon, not really related to King of Avalon, more related to my game, shameless self-promotion. Live with it, suckers. So I do have something to talk about today, though, and it's the typical crying, complaining, and drama that you've heard from me lately. However, this might be just a little bit more entertaining than the other typical crying, drama, and blah, blah, blah for that. Anyway, let's proceed. So the dragon skill issue, what was this? It was where you could modify the game's config. So instead of needing a level 70 dragon to have level 31 skills, you just put level 1 and you could set your skills to level. So you bypassed the need to have a high level dragon in order to lock the skills and in order to get the benefits. So, I mean, obviously that has some benefit because, well, farms, they don't have level 70 dragons, but sometimes they need, higher level stuff for, gathering silver or whatever it may be. So a lot of people were doing it with that. The other thing that people were mostly doing it for was Golem, because Golem is really, really hard to check. Well, why is that? Well, because with Golem, you're not actually attacking anyone. Nobody's going to see your damage. It's just you versus the Golem. So nobody knows if you're unlocking a level 31 skill or not. It's just, your damage is whatever it is. And if it's on a farm, it may not even be top 10. So nobody really, really will ever see it except for you. And, there you go. So what happened here and why am I going to cry and complain? Well, there's a couple things. So first of all, in order to do this, you had to modify a config. And it wasn't just like, pop it open, easy peasy. I mean, it was really explicit knowledge about how to do this. That's the first thing. Second thing is these guys only gave out 7-day bans and 2-day bans for doing it. So the limited amount of people that they caught and punished only got 7-day bans and 2-day bans. Blatant, outright, flat cheating. There's no other way around it. That's what they got. So, King of Avalon says they're banned. Yeah, but it's not permabans. Any other reasonable game would give out permabans, but no, not in Cheatersville. So if you're playing Guns of Glory or if you're playing Z-Day, I imagine that this config file edit hack is probably still valid there and working. So just open up the config file and change your air blimpy garbage thingy or your battleship thingy to level 1 and then just enjoy basically maxed out dragon benefits. It'll probably work. And then the last thing is that they didn't actually bother banning everyone. What they did is they ran a script, and anybody who had left the dragon skill, so basically if your farm had left the dragon skill on 31 and your dragon was only level 10, 15, 20, whatever it was, and there was an obvious, discrepancy there, that's how they caught you. For the people who were not actively using it, meaning that the skill was not actually set when they ran their script in order to detect the cheaters, those people didn't actually get punished at all. So people who were playing Golem for weeks and weeks or, doing PvP battles against other players that, they were swapping it back and forth, they were not actually punished. Yep, I'll let you sit on that for a minute. So the only people who got punished were the people who left it lazily basically configured and got caught. So there's that. There's a couple other cheats floating around. I'm not going to report them. I'm just going to let cheaters just have fun, and we're going to see what King of Avalon actually bothers to do because, yeah, modifying the config has been a thing for a very long time, and they just don't care. They don't do anything about it. The proper fix for this is to DRM the whole game. What does that mean? That means that if you're using a modified version of the game, if you're using a modified version of the config files, it won't start. It will detect it and it will say, modified version of the game, don't play, okay? No bueno, just don't load. But they don't do that. Any reasonable company would do that, but not these guys. These guys love cheating. These guys encourage cheating. And yeah, so in your Play Store and I don't know, whatever place that you can, if you already haven't left a 1-star review for these punks, please, it's time to break out the 1-star hammer again and say full of cheaters, point to this system message. They're only doing temporary bans to people, and they're really doing a half-assed job in terms of actually trying to catch people or enforcing it. It's really like the super, super bare minimum to say that they actually did something without actually doing anything at all. Yeah. I should go open up some other games where like they are hardcore against account selling, resource buying, basically anything that makes the game unfair, they're hardcore against it. And people who were having, getting attacked by people with, using higher level dragon skills, what happened with them? Did they get compensated? No way. This is the level of vindication that people who got cheated against. Yeah, couple day ban, and then cheaters are just going to be back again, waiting for the next loophole. So there we go, and this is what we got. What is this, like 50 minutes of speed ups? Oh no, we got 50 minutes of speed ups, 4 hours and 50 minutes of speed ups, and 150 gold. This is our compensation for dealing with the extreme abuse of cheaters. Anyway, that's the real deal behind the dragon skill issue. And yep. So, and it may still be working. I mean, they may be able to set a config file and just, flip it back and forth and not get caught. Who knows if they're actually doing any server-side validation on this? They're probably not doing server-side validation on like half of the things. Seriously. I mean, that's probably how the Chinese, get ahead and stay ahead and cheat and all this other stuff, is because, if you know how to modify the config file, well, magically things just unfold, reduced build times, less resources required, etc., etc., etc. So, yes, King of Scamalon, you and all the cheaters can go to, whatever. Anyway, so that's the real deal, guys. Just wanted to set this straight because, this message doesn't actually tell you much. It just says they were banned, but that's a lie. They didn't ban all of them. So until they start strongly enforcing this and actually telling the full truth, but that'll never happen. Anyway, more content coming soon. I love you guys, and that's all for now. Bye-bye.